Tonight, I'd like to discuss faiths. What kind of faith are you looking for? What kind of faith do you want to be in? And which one suits you? I've studied Islam. I've studied the Quran. I've studied Buddhism. I've studied Hebrewism, Wicca, paganism, and Satanism, along with Christianity. Now, I've studied Christianity for about 2.5 years, if not a little closer to 3. I've lived it, I've walked it. I've also viewed different forms of it, from being a Catholic to Baptist to Pentecostal to an apostolic. Although I like the apostolic point of view, Christianity is not for me. Although I do go to an apostolic church from time to time, just to enjoy a night off, or from what I normally do, or to just see what the latest sermons are and how they're preaching. You can actually learn a lot from different faiths. I've listened to my brother and his wife on their point of view of Wicca and paganism. Now, but like I said, I've also practiced paganism a little bit, and I found it kind of dull, at least from my tasting. But witchcraft suits me. I like it. I like doing rituals. I like doing ceremonies. But it wasn't until about 10 years ago that I realized that I was a Satanist. I've always felt connected to Satan. I've always been attracted to witchcraft and demons and gods of Mount Olympus and the Norse gods like Thor, Freya, Morrigan, even the Egyptian pantheons like Isis, Anubis, Ra. These deities are what I grew up with knowing. I mean, sure, I knew at a young age about Christianity. I knew a lot of the stories that were in there, from Sodom and Gomorrah to David and Goliath to Jesus, but I never really connected to it. But I've lived basically a satanic lifestyle because it suited me. It felt right. And now that I've been studying witchcraft for the past 3 years, almost 4 years now, I can tell you that there are many different types of it, different points of view of it. I'm getting into shamanism as well as the Celtic Druid version. But basically what it comes down to is, what is your path and what feels comfortable to you? I went to AC Moore tonight to check up on a job that I had applied for. And I was talking to a woman who has been a Christian. She's basically non-denominational. She grew up with a background in Pentecostal and Baptist. But she's more of a Christian for being a Christian type woman. And I respect that. I do. Even though when I told her that I'm a practicing Satanist, she said, enough said. I seem to get that a lot as a Satanist because people don't understand, and they think, because they're brainwashed in knowing that, well, if you're a Christian, you serve the one true God, the creator of heaven and earth and all things within it. But they don't stop to think that there are other denominations out there that preach different things. that there's other faiths that are similar that deal with different deities. They've got no respect whatsoever. But basically, we all want to serve. We all want to basically be useful in a spiritual way to a deity or deities. Now, pagans deal with the god and goddess, while Wiccans deal with the horn god Pan compared to Diana, the mother, or Hecate, if you wish, because she's the goddess of ghosts and witchcraft. Isis is considered the mother of all magic. Persephone is another name for the mother, or the lady. While Satanism deals with Satan, but also the other three crown princes and a whole bunch of other infernal names. Islam deals with Allah. Now, Buddhism is more enlightenment and reincarnation type thing. You know, the whole karma type issue comes up, and it's actually true. The more good you do, the more good comes back at you by a factor of 3, or times 3, or times 10, depending on how much you dish out, and the same can go with negative energy. Now, as I've stated, people like me can help you, and my brother, we can actually help you, guide you on a spiritual journey to find out what kind of spiritual lifestyle you want to get into. But you've got to be the one to discern if it is right or wrong for you. We can have the respect and to show you and teach you about all these other faiths. But eventually you're going to have to choose. Do you want to be a Satanist, a pagan, an atheist? Do you want to get into Hebrewism, Islamic, Judaism, Buddhism, Zen? You know, there's so many of them. I can go on from there. And basically what it comes down to is what you want. What feels right to you. Because when you make that click to that spiritual path, you will know. It's like, the best way I can describe it to you is when you make contact with a deity within a certain faith, like say for me it was Satanism. It's like meeting that girl for the first time, and it's like everything else fades away. You're so nervous but yet excited, and the only thing you see is that woman. It's the exact same way. The only difference is it is with deities. So that's all I wanted to say. Hail Satan. Have a good night.